Well, the fact is that Christ, when he went to the cross, it isn't the physical treatment he was getting, the nails in his hands and his lacerated back and the crown of thorns on his head that was making payment for our sins. That had nothing to do with making payment. He went to the cross. He was put on the cross in order to demonstrate, this was God's action, to demonstrate to the world that he had become a curse for those he came to save. And actually, while on the cross, God was continuing to pour out his wrath on him that had already begun when Christ was in the Garden of Gethsemane hours earlier than that. And in that way, God was punishing Christ for my sins. But when Christ said, "Forgive them, for they know not what they do," the only ones that were to be forgiven are the ones whose sins he was paying for. That's the basis for forgiving, is that first of all their sins had to be paid for. Now, we did not intentionally, that is those of us whose sins he had come to pay for, we did not decide, well, let's put Christ under the wrath of God. We, of course, I don't have that kind of wisdom at all, or are not in a position to do that. But Christ did that on our behalf. It is as if we did it. That is, we caused him, as those of us that he came to save, caused the situation whereby it was necessary that he go through with this punishment that he was enduring on our behalf. And we are the ones that he is saying, forgive. Just like we read in Revelation chapter 1, we read when Christ comes again, it says there in verse 7, "Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him." That's not the Roman soldiers. That's not those wicked people that hung him on the cross. No, that's any of us who have become believers. We pierced him. That is, we caused the fact that he had to endure the wrath of God equivalently to spending an eternity in hell. We are the ones that will see him which pierced him. And on the other hand, it goes on to say, "And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him." And that's talking about the unsaved, who will be weeping and gnashing their teeth because they have not had their sins paid for.